Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Love Your Vibe podcast. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Welcome to everyone watching us, Facebook Live, everybody listening in, normal podcasters. Want to thank you for being here with me today because, it's amazing to be able to have people consistently come in and connect and really dive into picking up some inspiration. Okay. So hello to everybody. Welcome once again. Hope this message finds you feeling your absolute best because I know I'm feeling my best. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to that workout yesterday. That was so much fun. I'm feeling a little bit sore, but you know what? It's all good. Every single bit of it really took me to a place where I just love. And so if you hadn't had the opportunity to participate, that is still up on my Facebook page where you're watching this live video right now. So go sweat a little bit. Get your workout in. So today is based on HeartSpeak. And basically what we're doing is we're just kind of diving in to different attributes that we really need to possess when we want to thrive during these times. Okay, and I did a video like this, I want to say like a couple weeks ago, or podcast as well. But it's one of those things where you need as much empowerment, as much encouragement, as much inspiration as you can possibly have during a time where everything is just kind of like quieted chaos around us, right? I feel like that's the best way to say it because there's so much happening outside. There's so much going on, right? But yet and still, we're kind of stuck inside and there's some new developments coming up, but we're still kind of somewhat in the dark about what's going on. So with that being said, it can be hard to understand how are you going to make the most of your life, right? It can be difficult to try and see if some people have been very fortunate to still be able to work their normal jobs while others are, they're really just trying to find their ways. With that being said, though, you just don't have to find your way. You can thrive. You can thrive during this time, and I'm going to get into a few things that I've used that I feel like you can use as well to allow yourself to rise up and to rise up so much higher than you ever thought before. Because here's the thing. This is a spiritual podcast, right? And spiritual, I mean connecting to the power within. I say that all the time, but this is so very important, right? It's so very important to know that what you have within is greater than anything on the without. I sound like a broken record, but it's so important for us to know that, right? Because when we realize that we are more powerful within ourselves than anything on the outside, all of a sudden we become goddamn superheroes. We become motherfuckers to deal with, right? She just come out and say it. You already know what I said. But we become something to deal with on a really serious, high note. And that is my primary objective with doing anything that brings people up. Because guess what? If you ain't bringing people up, and if people ain't bringing themselves up, they're going down. You got to choose, right? You're either going up or you're going down or you're stuck in the middle, just kind of waving along like that, right? So what's really of the highest ideal is, and this is number one. This kind of ties into the fact that, what am I feeding myself on a regular basis, on a momentary basis? What is my surroundings look like? What am I feeding into my ears? Am I praying? Am I meditating? Am I walking out in nature? Am I taking time to participate in some form of exercise or activity? Right? There's absolutely no excuse not to, especially when it comes to exercise, because now we can do it online, right? We can do it online. The internet has so much information to learn new skills and learn new things. And if you want to write a book and you don't have a computer, guess what? You can go to the Dollar Tree and get 4 notebooks for $4 and a couple pens and sit there and write your book and then get it typed up later. So it's like there's no excuse, but what are you surrounding yourself? What are you feeding into your mind? What are you feeding into your heart, right? What are you giving yourself on a daily basis that's either propping you up or taking you down, right? And so we really have to discover what that truly is, because it's the environment, it's the stimulus outside ourselves, in addition to what's going on in here, that's going to determine how we come out of this thing, right? That's going to determine. So you're going to see one of two people. You're going to see that person that comes out more powerful than they could have ever expected. And you're going to see that person that comes out feeling like a victim, feeling like, oh, God, what am I going to do? Oh, everything is so bad. I can't believe it. I'm a victim. All that shit. Like, don't be that person. Make it a point not to be that person, right? Who cares if we're on lockdown? Who cares if all of a sudden we can't gather together? Well, guess what? They hadn't shut off the internet yet, right? They hadn't shut off the internet. They hadn't shut off the opportunity for you to go out at night and look up at the stars and just get lost in the moment, So it's like we have to decide within what we're going to surround ourselves with and what we're going to feed our spirit. Because here's the most interesting thing about your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is picking up everything in your path. It's like a mental vacuum cleaner, right? So if there's something around you telling you ain't, you know what, and it's doing that on a regular basis, guess what? You're going to feel like you ain't shit. That's just how it is, right? But if there's something around you telling you that you are amazing, you are kind, you are confident, you are capable, you can thrive in any circumstance, you got this, right? If there's something around you giving you that, guess what? You're going to thrive. Because here's the thing, the mindset determines how creative you are, right? It determines how creative you are. It determines if you're going to get stuck or if you're going to be able to allow yourself to thrive, right? And the number one thing that gets people stuck? Fear. Fear. And guess what? Fear is not even real. It's a made up illusion. When you get into truth teachings and you really understand what spirituality is and the idea of there only being divine perfection, you realize, God damn it, what in the hell? I've been fearing all this long and it ain't even real. Exactly. Which shows you how powerful your mind is, and your mind has always been, and it just depends on what you're feeding it, right? I love when people talk about the ego. Oh, my ego this. My ego that. Bullshit. Your ego is betraying you because you have fed it things to betray you, right? That's what happens. That's what pushes us into the idea of not being able to have the confidence to do whatever it is that we desire. So with that being said, surround yourself. It's so important, guys. Surround yourself with the truth of what you really want to see and who you really are at your core. And that is love, right? That is love. That is confidence. That is joy. That is peace. That is acceptance. Started sounding like Bishop Rolling Stone there for a second. That is acceptance. Yes, Lord. Yes. Moving on. A sip of water. Peace. So, moving on. Here we go. The second one that you got to be mindful of is you got to move, right? If you want to get depressed, the number one thing to do is sit in the house and don't do anything, right? You got to move, even if it's setting the timer for every 2 hours to get up, walk around the block, and come right back in. If you got dogs, pets, it's even better. You got to move, right? I know a lot of places are not in a state of martial law to where you can't go outside. And even if you are, there's backyards, there's hallways, there's your living room. You got to move. Honestly, if you got up and marched in place to the TV show you watch, you'd be so much better off, because here is what happens when you move. You get motivated. You get motivated to make the very best of the situation that you are in. Okay? You make the very best of the situation that you are in when you are motivated. And not only that, but you find yourself being healthier, right? What's the easiest thing to do right now? The easiest thing to do is to go sit in the house and eat just as much food as you want and then just feel terrible, because here is the kicker. Food takes up all of your energy to digest when that energy could be used to be connecting to your divine source, right? And unless we're connecting to the divine source, you know what's happening to our vibration? That's what's happening to it. So I've been doing this for a long time, and my wife just got into it. I won't even have my first meal until 5:30, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll fast all day long. Why? Because I'm connected. I'm connected to the source, the power in me that we spoke about earlier, that is greater than anything that you could ever encounter, right? God in me is greater than the coronavirus. God in me is greater than lack. God in me is greater than disease. God in me is greater than anything I can face. And once I truly believe that with conviction, guess what? Nothing can stop me, right? Nothing can stop me from doing what I desire to do, no matter what. And that's the whole idea with movement, because guess what? When you move, your energy's going. Your energy's moving. Your vibration is raising. High vibration, high optimal state of living, right? And honestly, it's just simple. Shake it out, Shake it out a bit. Take your time here, do small things that's going to keep you amped up. That's going to keep you in a state of mind to where you're always thinking positive, right? I teach I conduct a podcast called Your Spirit, Your Business, and we were teaching a class earlier in this year before everything kind of went down. And, it's really amazing because it gave me so many ideas on how to thrive from a business standpoint in situations that seem dire, right? And the one thing it taught me is that I realized whenever I want to get something done, I just have to motivate myself right in that instant to get up and just do it and not be afraid to fail. That's the shit that stops us dead in our tracks, because once again, afraid, fear, that word, we get stuck in that, and all of a sudden, it's just almost like turning the emergency brake on when you're zooming down the interstate, and it just you just come to a screeching halt. And it's just not good. But what this whole concept taught me, and what I want to teach you right now, is that thriving is in your DNA. Thriving is in your nature. Thriving is who you are, right? We'll give you a science lesson here. Life is only set up to be a mirror, right? Life is only set up to be a mirror. So what do I mean by that? Whatever you're seeing out there is exactly what you're entertaining and accepting in here and in here, your mind, right? See, exactly what you see outside yourself is what you're entertaining within yourself, right? That's just how it is. That's how it works, you know? So, you know what that tells me? That tells me, hold on. So you mean to tell me that I am the reason that all this good stuff or all this bad stuff is happening? Oh, this can't be true. It can't be true. Oh, yes, it's true. It's true. And I'll be happy to sit down with you and tell you why it's true and how it's true. But it's true. So what does that tell me? That tells me that I'm in control. That tells me that I can allow my life to look exactly how I desire it to be, right? Because everything is mirroring my actions, my steps, my dominant feelings and beliefs, right? And that's a bit of a subset, because if you get that down, if you really understand that your life is a mirror to you, you take a step back and you say, wait a minute, okay, we got some things to fix here, right? We got some things to fix here. So I can remember being in a space where I felt like I wasn't getting enough. I wasn't getting enough from life. And you know what happened when I looked within? I wasn't giving enough, right? Too many times we're set up to be takers, man. And that stuff makes me want to go Mike Tyson. Like, I just never want to ever be a taker again, because takers are the exact people that want something for nothing, that get turned off by the idea of giving, when in actuality, the divine essence gives to you every goddamn second, breath, life. And you don't like giving. It's insane. It's insane to think that way, right? But it's the truth. How can you not like giving? And I'm talking about myself, because this is where I was. I asked myself, Sean, how can you not like giving when God, Spirit, the all that is, the great universe gives breath and life to you, meets all your needs, but yet you don't like giving? And there's an old saying, a very amazing quote that says, when you're lacking something in your life, it's what you need to give, right? When you're lacking something in your life, it's what you need to give. And it's just that simple. And that leads me to the next point. If you want to thrive during these times, and that point is this. That point is understanding that whatever you desire more of in your life, give it. We're at a time where people need people to step up and to give. And there's a lot of people doing it, and that's amazing, right? But you got to start by giving to yourself. Are you giving yourself enough love? Are you doing the things that will help you feel amazing about yourself? Because here's the thing, when you give to yourself on an extremely high level of self-love, unconditionally even, that overflows out into the world, right? And as that is overflowing, guess what? It fills you up to give, right? It fills you up so much, right? It allows you to just, I feel like I'm creating an impact because here is the two things human beings need the most to thrive. Are you ready? You probably want to write these down. Human beings need appreciation and they need the ability to contribute. I guarantee you, if you see anybody depressed at any point in time, the reason that they're depressed is because they're not appreciated, one, or they're not contributing to life, to anything in a way that touches their heart, right? So you got to think. Two, primary human needs, desires, appreciation, contribution, solve all of your problems right then and there. And you know how you can do that? You can give it to yourself first. And then guess what? That whole mirror concept comes back, right? So give. Take a moment to give, right? I even encourage you. How many 70 million Americans or something, 100 million Americans got a stimulus check? Today, yesterday, the day before that. And I'd be more than curious to know how many people are actually giving out of that check, right? How many people are actually giving? Because if you can give, and I want to step into the whole money thing in a bit, because that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, but actually it just kind of coincides. So when you can move to a place with money where you can allow it to circulate, you can allow it to flow in and out of your life easily, right? Now, the church did this whole tithe thing at some point, but they did it to corrupt people. But when it's actually done from a place of love, when it's actually done to invest in something or some entity that is really doing good in the world, man, that seed that you sow will multiply so fast and come back to you into your life. And you know what you do? You plant more seed, right? You plant more seed. Now, the church used to say, give us 10%. Well, for some people, that's hard. And then the one thing you don't want to do is give like this. You don't want to give like that, right? You want to give lovingly. Here you go. So if that's 1%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is, $1 to the bum on the street, if it makes you feel good, give, right? Just give. Because it's only going to benefit you. And I promise you, if you look at every single person that thrives financially, I guarantee you, they are humongous givers. They are humongous givers, right? That's all you got to do to get everything rolling, like in not only finances. Let's say you're entering a new career and you want to get new clients. Well, guess what? Start giving some of your stuff away for free. Start getting on Facebook Live. Start doing a YouTube channel. Start putting out Instagram videos. Like, start giving. But give from a place of love, right? Because if we give from a place of love, then guess what? That love is going to be returned. That's why whenever I say donation, I say lovingly and gratefully, right? Because I know that multiplies and it just keeps on giving, right? If you don't give, then guess what? You can't give from a place of love, and that's okay because we all have to get to that point to where we can give freely. But I tell you, if you want to thrive financially, if you want to prosper and you want to continue to prosper, every time you get any amount of money, give a percentage to something that's going to benefit greatly, okay? Got to do that. Okay, next one. Thriving in times of crisis. Stay away from the news. Stay away from the news. Okay? Because I can remember not too long ago, I just finished watching something on television and, you know, with on-demand stuff just kind of clicks off and it goes right into the channel that was previously on. It was on the news. And I just so happened to listen to about 30 seconds to 40 seconds of it. And I literally felt my vibration just tank. just by listening to 30 seconds, because everything is so chaotic. Everything is so, oh God, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? How is this going to work? And they put that fear in you on purpose because they know it'll cripple any type of progressive, creative movement that you could ever have in your mind, heart, spirit. They know. The media knows. The news especially will give you any and everything to stop you in your tracks, to put you in a state of fear, because guess what? You make fucked up decisions when you're in a state of fear. You don't see things clearly. You know, which color used to do this? John Cena, he would do that. You know what that means? That means smoke screen. That means that I can't see clearly what's in front of me, so I can't make a detailed, thought over, competent decision because I'm in fear, right? So you know what you do? You cut it off. You cut it off, right? Cut it off altogether. Don't even entertain it. Especially as soon as you can always tell if something is good or bad for you, or someone is good or bad for you by how you start to feel when you're around them. Some people it takes 2-3 seconds to feel their bad energy come over you, and all of a sudden your chest is hurting, your stomach is hurting, and it's just like, what the hell, right? Same with the news. The moment your vibration tanks and it's starting to drop, get away from it. Get away from it, right? Social media, moving to this. So social media is like one of the greatest inventions ever. Why? Because you can sign on to a device and write, post, anything you like. There is so much power in that. So much power that you can uplift so many people, not just in your friends list, put it on public and other people can see it. You can uplift so many people just by doing this all day, every day, right? I used to feel so bad about posting so much. Now I'm like, fuck that. Because I may be the only source of inspiration some people see all damn day. Because the majority is like, well, this is happening and that's happening. Oh, let me, take a picture of this shit and all this other stuff. Yeah, it's good to laugh, no doubt. But social media has given you power in your hands to send out a wave of energy to the rest of the universe through video, through jokes, through inspiration, through whatever it is. We have that power. How are you using it? Right? How are you using it? It's like free will. All of a sudden, we're giving the keys to the Ferrari, and some people just drive it right into the wall. Boom. And just boom. Whole Ferrari just going down the drain, shaking your head like, what the hell just happened? Right? But what if you took that Ferrari and you said, you know what? Let me treat it like I need to. Let me allow everyone else to see how it can operate, talking symbolically here. And then all of a sudden, they may want a Ferrari, right? They see how smoothly it runs, and they may want to get involved with what you're doing. So getting back to it, your device. And we hold on to these things, I mean, literally, so many hours at a time. Use it. Use it to inspire somebody. Use it to say something nice. Something as simple as, hope everybody's having a blessed day. Grateful for all of you being my friends. I don't know, whatever it is, uplift people. Because so many people are fearful right now that they need as much positivity and encouragement and empowerment as you can give them. You know what? It makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. It's so embedded within me now that it's just straight automatic, right? I can't help but to share because it's in my heart. It's part of my divine essence to share and to uplift and to speak on something if I feel like it can benefit anyone for that matter, right? And that's all we need to do. And that's how we pick each other up to thrive as opposed to tear each other down. So I ask you, you got 24 hours in one day. Commit to posting one inspirational, uplifting, motivating, funny thing. Post 111 if you feel up to it, right? But I ask you to post just one thing. Use the power of social media to spread good vibes, to spread vibes of love to the rest of the world. And I promise you, when you do that, you'll continue to feel better about yourself because you're contributing. Those two needs are being met. Your contribution is being made to the world. And not only that, I guarantee you somebody is going to appreciate it. So two main human needs being met, bada bing, bada boom, you're already feeling fulfilled. Right? Stay with that. So important. We need you. We need you to step up and give what comes from the heart. Because too many people won't do it. I already know that. But be different. Be different. Okay? Last point to thrive during this time under crisis, COVID-19, whatever it is. Don't believe everything you see, hear, basically see and hear as truth. Refuse to take truth blindly because you will pay for it. I promise you. And I've been a victim of that. If you take truth blindly, you will pay for it. 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 Why? Because the universe is set up to give us right back what we put energy into. So when I know that, that means I have to do my due diligence. When it comes to somebody telling me something about truth, and I just found something out, I'm just like, you know what? From now on, I am going to ensure that I investigate my truth within and without to come to a decision in order to make the very best decision for myself and for my family. And I'm going to do that every single time. And I tell you, if you do that, you will never be led astray. You will always be exactly where you need to be because you sought the truth first. Okay? Truth is always aligned with love. So that's the greatest reason to always make sure that you're following it, to make sure that you're figuring it out. Right? Always, always, always investigate what somebody is telling you to be true. Because if not, it makes a huge difference. I'm not going to speak anything out because I know how powerful it is, but I'm just telling you. Find the truth. When you find the truth, embrace it. Embrace it. Right? Don't let go of it. Live for the truth. And there you have it. So, that's all we got for today. Thriving during crisis, HeartSpeak. Thank you to all my listeners on my podcast. Love your vibe audience. You were terrific. Greatly appreciate you joining with me. Thank you to everybody on Facebook Live. As always, we talked about giving. Giving is important. If you feel that this content has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, donations are lovingly and gratefully accepted, but only then, right? Only when it feels right. Feel free. Venmo, Your Spirit, Your Money. PayPal is at shaung04@gmail.com. We appreciate you. Regardless of anything, we appreciate you being here and tuning in because that's what's important. Other than that, have a wonderful day, guys. Take care, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.